Going to make some vegetable stock paste, which is an excellent thing to have in your fridge all the time. You can use it to flavour whatever you're cooking. I mean, I used to buy the old beef stock cubes and chicken stock cubes, and depending what I was cooking, I might use those. Now I use the vegetable stock paste all the time. It is an amazing way of using up bits of vegetables. So over the weekend, I've just had, I made some coleslaw, and the big bits of cabbage I didn't want, I put in a box, put them aside. Ends of celery stalks that I wasn't going to eat. Anything, the scraps, the big stem of the broccoli that maybe you're not going to cook with, just keep them in a box in the fridge and then pull them together, which is what we're going to do now, and make a vegetable stock paste. You need about 650, 700 grams of vegetables in total, and some onions and tomato. So those are the main things we're going to blitz up together in your food processor, or we're going to do it in the Thermomix. I'm just going to add them all in with loads and loads of herbs. Again, every time you make your stock paste, you can just use different herbs to give a slightly different flavour, slightly different base. Not a bad aim today. It's very loaded. I've also got lots of lovely courgette. A friend gave me some, well, I'd have called them marrows, she called them courgettes. They're huge. And they made stuffed courgettes, and the middle I kept back. And they're going in here too. So first of all, we're going to chop that all up together. I'm going to start it off, and then I'm going to use my spatula to move it round. I've just rough chopped it, which will then be much easier for it to cook through. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of wine. Now I've got red wine today because that's what I happen to have open, but you can use white wine, you can use whatever wine. Loads of salt. Salt's a preservative. This means it's going to keep in your fridge for 2-3 months. If you want less salt, then you can keep it in your freezer so you can reduce your salt content. We're making a lot of stock paste. Just think of a stock cube and the amount of salt in that. We've gone below that, thankfully. And a slurp of olive oil just in as well. We're going to cook that for 35 minutes. And at the end of that time, we'll come back, have a look at it, give it a blitz up, and mix our last special ingredient in. So I'm going to set that 35 minutes. I want it at a nice hot temperature, and I'm just going to let it cook away. That's our stock paste cooked. Have a look. Oh gosh, the smell of that really coming off there. What I'm going to add now, and this is optional, is some parmesan, which I grated up at the beginning. And then I'm going to give it all a big blitz together. So we're going to set that for, let's do 25 seconds. And we'll just gradually come up, and we're going to puree that all together. So you can see the difference now. It's all smooth. Different ways of storing it. I'm going to store most of mine in a lovely jar. Now these are available at all supermarkets, any big chains of places where you have furniture that you put together, etc, etc, etc. I'm also going to make some ice cubes. Now it doesn't set really solid, but it's a way of keeping them, and then I can just take it out an ice cube if I need it. I use so much, plenty to keep in my fridge. So in the ice cube tray, I'm not very tidy at doing this, but I can make some nice ice cubes of stock paste ready to go whenever.